Good evening. I have a couple gifts to give out first before I get started. First, from the Football Mothers, I'd like to give a gift to Mrs. Hamilton. That's for putting up with Joe and making our lives a little bit easier with putting up with Joe. Mike Lean. Thanks, and Suzanne. Next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to have all of my football mothers that have worked the concession stand, been to a meeting, helped us clean out the concession stands, run anything that we did. I'd like for you all to stand up because we have such a large group of football mothers right now. I want all of you to stand up for me. I am nothing without all of you. I told my husband if I can't get through my speech, he has to finish it. So he has read it. So I'll do my best. 2 years ago, when I became president of Football Mothers, there was a lot of work to be done. We needed money, and we needed a ton more involvement. So began my journey of talking and shaking hands and kissing babies and hugging and more talking. Trying to build Football Mothers to what it was years ago. Building trust and building friendships. Well, we did it. The money was there and the moms came out to help and everyone worked hard. But that wasn't my goal or my dream for what Football Mothers should be. I kept insisting the Football Mothers be more than giving t-shirts, raising money, and having pizza parties for the kids. I wanted football moms to be moms first. Help out a kid in need. If a family was struggling, buy their spikes or help with their fees, and we needed to give back to the community. Thus began the 2012 season. In early spring, we lost our first football mother to breast cancer. By June, we had lost a dear friend and football mother to a brain aneurysm. I received hundreds of calls from my football moms to help do whatever needed to be done. And that was the easy part. Now our boys and girls had to be there to pick up their friend. Maybe it was the first time they had to be at a funeral. It probably was the first time a close friend had lost a parent. But our boys and girls knew what to do. I observed as they consoled Kelly. They sat with her, cried with her, kept her close to them through the summer, and especially through their important senior year. I watched on senior night when they couldn't wait to get off the field to get to Kelly to make sure she was okay. Our players learned before they took their first snap about dealing with adversity and fighting through difficult times. They learned that life wasn't easy and it definitely wasn't fair. But they all fought through it and became closer on and off the field for it. I believe there was a lot of strength and perseverance that came from all of this, and when our boys and girls took the field for the first time, it showed. It proved to be a tough season, a season of injuries and letdowns. By the Moon game, tragedy had struck our family again. We lost a father and grandfather who was a staple in our Cougar program for ages. Once again, my phone never stopped ringing about how everyone could lend a hand. It made me proud that we had become such a great community of friends, just how I had imagined. But our boys had to comfort a teammate once again. They bought an Under Armour shirt for Alex to wear under his uniform with his grandfather's initials over his heart. They gave it to him before the Moon game. I'm not sure if Alex has ever taken it off. Again, our kids were growing, all from a game. Learning compassion, learning about death, caring for fellow teammates, and fighting through adversity once again. They won the game, and I have never seen more tears and hugs among players than that night. All these life lessons, this never give up mentality, the character building that started in early 2012. It had been tested over and over, week after week, but they never quit. They persevered right down to the final section game, when a win by Blackhawk and a little help from some other not-so-lucky teams would give us a playoff spot. We believed in them, and why not? We had watched them all season. They were ready for this challenge, and they were victorious. Once again, they came together, fought till the end, overcame adversity, and believed in themselves. Our following week, our boys and girls were in the playoffs. A chance of a lifetime, but it wasn't meant to be. Again, I observed as they came to greet their family and friends afterwards. I watched as they thanked their coaches, hugged their teammates and cheerleaders, cried on their mother's shoulders, and told their fathers, "Thank you, I love you." This was November 2nd, 2012, and this is where my journey as president of Football Mothers was to end. My job here was done, and we were one big football family. But this was also the day I was diagnosed with breast cancer. What happened over the next few weeks was a testament of our football family. Once again, my football mothers came to my rescue, sitting with me, crying with me, praying for me, calling and texting to make sure I had everything I needed. I had let a few friends know there was a healing service my priest was having at Christ Divine Teacher. Was going to have, and asked if they would join me after Wednesday Mass. The church was full for Mass and friends and family, but the real surprise was after Mass. The whole football team walked in together, along with the cheerleaders, the coaches, and all my football mothers. My heart was about to burst. Here they were again. The season was over, still supporting their teammate and his family, helping us through our adversity and our pain. They were sporting their We Believe t-shirts. Afterwards, the boys and girls hugged me, told me they loved me and to keep believing. What they did for me that night made me believe in hope and faith. I've always been a firm believer in high school sports teaching life lessons. You know, the usual ones: dedication, teamwork, responsibility, time management. But our football class of 2012 got the bonus plan. They learned about life and death, loving each other, helping each other in need, compassion, lasting friendships, respect. They learned how to say "I love you" and "I'm sorry." They learned how to care for one another. They learned how to laugh, and they learned how to cry. Most of all, they learned how to believe in themselves and believe in others. These are all beautiful qualities and gifts to walk away with, especially from a silly game. Most importantly, in the words of Jimmy V, you never gave up. Never, ever gave up. I am so very proud of all you young men and young women, and especially all of my football mothers. And in typical mom style, I love all of you.